Ski. This is the third part in the series of networking event presentations, interactions, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go through the same stuff that I've said before. Even if you write awesome notes and you just got out of college and you can take all the notes for this, you're not going to be able to remember everything I say. Focus on one or two things that you can take from this that will benefit you in your networking, and in this case, in your database management. The goal today is for me to show you how to make more money with your existing database. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your database, we're going to sort it, we're going to qualify it, and I'm going to show you quantitatively, if you spend more time with this person, you could make 3 to 5% more this year just because you spent more time with this person, just because you went golfing with them, just because you took them out for lunch once every 6 weeks. That's an easy thing to do. You just have to know how to work your database properly. So if at any time you fail to see the connection between what I'm talking about and how this is going to make you money, and now is not that time. But in 5 minutes, if at any time you don't see that, stop me and I'll get you back on track, okay? Does everybody have, I think there's only one new person in here. Is there anyone who's going to have a problem interacting with me? You might have a problem interacting with me. You better not have a problem interacting with me. Okay, so you guys have been to my stuff. You know it's going to be very interactive. I'm going to be asking you specific questions. Don't get embarrassed because everybody's going to get embarrassed, okay? Are we good with that? Can everybody agree to interact with me? Yes? Okay, very good. So what we are going to do right now is talk about how to make more money, and that is with time. My favorite quote is by Jim Rohn, the business philosopher. Time is our most valuable asset, yet we tend to waste it, kill it, or spend it rather than invest it. I love that quote, but what does it mean? Well, it means we like to kick back and kill a little time rather than invest our time. If you take your time and invest it wisely into the contacts that you already have, you will make 5 to 10% more this year, this fiscal year. So I'm going to test out the interaction part right now. Who can tell me the difference between a lead and a referral? Not Reagan. Yes, Connie. Yes, that is exactly right. So it was explained to me by a business coach in Austin, Stan Tyler. A lead is a blind date, okay? A referral is a menage a trois. I don't know about you, I'm into referrals. So the referral portion of it will close you more business, endear you more to your contacts, and get you more business. And here's a little story. Follow along with me here. Yesterday I called this lady who wanted to do business with me. And she said, you know, give me a call this afternoon. Sure thing. I give her a call right after lunch. And she answers the phone, what? And instantly I thought, uh-oh. I said, hey, this is Steve with T-Mobile. Sounds like I caught you at a bad time. How about we do this later? I'm sorry, I just got off the phone with Dell. They hung up on me twice. I am so mad. Perfect. I now have a referral for someone that I network with. His name's Todd Gates. He owns House Call Computers here in town. Now, if I get off the phone right then, and I say, okay, that's great, I'm going to call you right back. And I call Todd, and I say, Todd, you need to call this lady. That is a cold lead. She doesn't know Todd's going to call. She doesn't know who Todd is. That's a cold lead. Chances are maybe 30% he's going to close that business. If I even said to her, well, listen, I know someone who can help you with that. They're not Dell, but they're a local IT guy. Would you want me to have him give you a call? Sure. That's a warm lead, okay? Todd's 60% chance Todd's going to close that business. So it goes up from 1/3 to 2/3. But a warm lead is way better than a cold call, right? Who in here makes cold calls? Cold calls? Yeah, I make hundreds of cold calls a week, and it sucks, okay? So I try and get more referrals. I try and do that by giving referrals. And if you've been to my speeches, you understand the pay it forward mentality. Well, instead of just giving Todd a warm lead, what I said was, this guy has 250 clients in Central Texas. Is Todd with House Call Computers. I would recommend him to any of my clients. He is excellent. He can typically do this remotely. And because he's Dell certified, it will not void your warranty. Is this a conversation that you're interested in having? Does that sound like more of a referral to anybody? That is a referral. If he doesn't close that business, it's because he showed up like with a beer in his hand or something. Something just absolutely ridiculous. So the referral aspect is extremely powerful and something that I highly recommend you engage in. Now, when I called Todd and I said, Todd, here's what I said to her, and I told him everything I said, you need to give her a call, whatever you're doing. If you're not, helping your wife go through childbirth, I would give her a call right now and set something up for later. Strike while the iron's hot. And sure enough, he did. Now that endears him to me, and I'm getting a beer out of it tonight. So it really does help you. Why are we going to sort our database? Has anyone ever heard of the 80-20 rule? Not Reagan? What's the 80-20 rule? You know what the 80-20 rule is, Barbara? You know what the 80-20 rule is? Help us out. Yes, and in this case, it would be you're going to get 80% of your business from 20% of your contacts, okay? So the 80-20 rule is important in database management because if you are looking at your database, for example, I asked everyone to get out your phone. If you're scrolling through your phone going, man, I haven't been to lunch with him, I haven't been to lunch with him, I haven't been to lunch with him, who should I go to lunch with? You are missing the boat. That's great, you're going to lunch with your contacts, you're keeping in touch with them, but how much is this contact worth to you? I also asked everybody quantify what you make and how much this contact is worth to you. Be thinking about that as we're talking about the 80-20 rule. You need to be spending 80% of your time with 20% of your contacts. Just like the ratio, you're going to get 80% of your business from these guys. You need to really mine it and work it. Now, does anybody in here know what a power team is? Not Reagan? Power team? Okay. A power team is a term thought up by a networking organization. It's the largest structured networking group in the world. It's called BNI. I'm not going to promote BNI because I promised the chamber I wouldn't do that. If you're interested, go to BNI.com. However, BNI has a theory on something called a power team. A power team is someone that is a perfect fit for your industry. Okay? So, let's see, Connie. A good fit for your industry, Connie does insurance. A good fit for your industry may be a realtor. Is that someone you get a lot of referrals from? Who's a good fit? Okay. So a CPA would be part of Connie's power team. For me, when I was with Grande Communications, it was a wireline company, fiber. Who knows? Everybody know Grande? Okay, when I used to be with Grande, a good fit for me was an IT guy. If they have a computer, they're going to want the internet. If they have internet, they're going to want a computer. And so every customer of mine turned out to be a customer of his. That's a power team. Now, let's see, Gary, I don't really know what a power team would be in the newspaper industry. Can you think, who is someone that you typically get a lot of business from or could potentially get a lot of business from? Okay. Okay. That's a perfect example, AC plumbers. So here is a perfect example of a power team. Everybody own a home? Does anybody live in a cave? Nobody? Okay, everybody's got a home. So you have electricity, you have plumbing, you have drywall, you have insulation. Those things didn't just poof and get there. Someone had to put them in. Someone had to get that business, and a good way to get that business is by having a power team. If someone has a home, if someone's building a home, they're going to need someone to put up the frame. If you know your framer, he can be a part of your power team. Every time he builds a house, you've got a framing job. Every time you've got a framing job, there's potential for this guy to come in and get some more of that business. Does everybody understand the concept behind a power team? Did I leave anybody behind? Excellent. So with a power team, one of the things to remember is that there can be some asymmetry there. And the asymmetry is okay. If I give Reagan a lead, Reagan and I exchange a lot of business. If I give Reagan a lead and she doesn't give me a lead back, do I stop giving her leads? Not one. If I give Reagan a dozen leads and Reagan doesn't give me any business back, I stop giving Reagan leads because clearly Reagan is hoarding those leads and she is not going to be part of my power team. Now, it's also important to remember your power team also does not have to be someone in your industry, okay? You don't have to know someone who works for an airline or someone who works for a hotel in your travel industry, you could know a plumber. Perhaps a plumber knows the Rotary Club, and the Rotary Club, however it convolutes get there, it doesn't have to be someone in your industry. A power team is just someone that gets networking with you, okay? Y'all remember the playing catch analogy? Yeah? So Dan, just to catch you up to speed here a little bit, last time we did a playing catch analogy where we were throwing balls all over the room, and for people who were holding on to the balls, well, of course, no one was giving them a ball. But why? Because they're not throwing the ball around. If you're networking with someone and giving them leads and they're not giving you anything back, go find someone else. There's plenty of people out there who want it. Here's a quick little anecdote. My little 18-month-old, I went home and we were playing with racquetballs. Remember, we had those racquetballs, and she was throwing me the racquetballs, and towards the end of our little throwing me the racquetball game, decides that she's going to hoard them. And I thought, oh, this is just perfect. I've created a hoarder. So she's got these balls, and she's, 18, and she's this big, and she's walking around. They're falling out everywhere, and she's bending over to pick them up, and they're just going everywhere, hey? That is a perfect example. In your personal life, that's just funny. But in your business life, if you do business with someone like that who hoards all the balls, that's really just not a good fit, and definitely not a part of your power team. So the lead and referral asymmetry is okay, but definitely keep a cognizant view of how many you've given them. And I'm not a big fan of keeping score, like, oh, I've given you 8, you've given me 6, you're taking me to lunch. But keep a view. If you've given them 10 leads and they've given you 1, well, you may need to re-educate them on what is a good lead for you, because they clearly know how to give you leads, or maybe they're just not the right fit for you and you need to go find another part of your power team. Understood? Yes? Excellent. Okay, good. You are going to need to manage your relationship with whoever you're with. And the best way to manage the relationship, from my opinion, is to spend time with the people in the way that they like to communicate. My best friend, I don't really understand how we're best friends. He only communicates the text message. That's it. I hate communicating with text message. It's just inefficient. Pick up the damn phone and call him. I hate it. But that's just what he does. If I want to communicate with him, I have to text him or go to his house. Whoever your vendor is, try and find whatever medium it is they communicate with. Is it golf? A lot of people communicate with golf. I'll talk to you next Wednesday when we're golfing. Don't talk to me before then. There's some people who communicate with email. Some people do it with phone. Some people do it over a beer. Some people do it over wine. However you communicate, try and make it fit to the other person. And now here's where we're going to actually sort and qualify your database. So what I want you to do is get a fresh sheet of paper, and I want you to space these out evenly. Write A, and then leave some space, and then B, and leave some space, 3-4 lines, and then C, and leave some space, and then D. Everybody got that? Now, an A contact. Actually, let me explain something really quick. Sorting this the first time is going to be extremely painful. It's going to be hard. It was really painful the first time I did it. I mean, I had so much anxiety, I was almost losing sleep over it. Sorting your database for the first time is going to be tough. If you get it right the first time, you don't ever have to do it again. And the pain is, it's gone, right? So just try and get it right and just work with me and just trust me on this. I'm not going to tell you to do anything that's going to hurt you, right? I'm not going to ask you to poke a fork in your eye or anything like that. But it is going to be painful. Now, what is an A contact? Can anybody guess for me, what is an A contact? That is a perfect answer, yes, okay. Not the answer I was looking for, but that is a perfect answer. So an A contact is someone who gets networking, someone who has given you leads or referrals. Not someone who is going to, not someone who might, someone who has, period. This person has given me business in the past. That is an A referral. What is a B referral? Can anybody help me with that, Connie? What's a B referral? Yeah, that's a good way to put it. My best friend is a perfect example, the one I was telling you about, Text Mania. A perfect B referral is Someone that you meet with, and when you meet with them, they go, oh, you know what? I talked to someone the other day who's got a BlackBerry. Actually, I need to get you in touch with him. As long as you are literally the only thing in front of them, they will give you a referral. Or they have to be prodded. Hey, did you ever hook up with them? Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, I did. They don't follow up with you, and yeah, they're giving you business, but they're not as proactive as someone on your power team. Okay? Any questions on the A or B referral? C referral. What do you think a C referral is?
Someone who doesn't think back will hardly ever.
That is very close. That's very close to a D. Yes, that's a good answer. So a C referral, C's are kind of odd because C could be entry level or it could be someone that's slipped. A C referral is someone who has never given you business. This person has never given you business. However, you feel that they may give you business in the future. Or, let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's just say that you change jobs. If you change jobs, are your A contacts still going to be A's? Hey, Vic, how you doing? The A contacts are probably not going to be A's if you change jobs. But they were A contacts in a previous life, so you know they know how to network. So spend time with these people, but don't spend a ton of time with them, right? You've probably already built up a good rapport with them. Don't spend a ton of time with them. A C contact can also be someone who used to be an A or B, but you changed or they changed, and so now they've shifted into a C. Definitely do not delete them from your database. Keep them in there because they are valuable. And 2 years from now, you both may have another change where you can get back together, which is something I found out. When I was in Austin, I used to do a lot of networking. When I came to San Marcos, or Purgatory as people were calling it, I don't know why, I love it here. When I came to San Marcos, my networking was literally shattered. I had gone from pretty well connected to zero connected. But I kept in contact with the people at least once every 6 weeks. I mean, I just tried to keep in contact with them. Sure enough, 14 months later, I end up back in Austin, and I've got a huge network again. These people haven't left me. I've got my San Marcos network, and you combine them together, and you got a Big Mac. So, keep in contact with your A's and B's, even if they do slip to a C, but don't spend a lot of time on them. D. What does D stand for? Not Reagan. What does D stand for? Anybody?
Don't bother.
Delete.
Don't bother.
Don't bother. That's good. Don't bother. I like that. D stands for delete. If you have a D contact, delete them. Do you remember I told you 1%, 5%, 10% and figure that out? Okay. A D contact, if you spend a lunch with that D contact, they may be a great guy. Spend lunch with them on a weekend. Don't do it during your business time, okay? Because they're costing you money. You could be spending time with a B contact and turning them into an A contact. And how much more money did you make from a B contact versus an A contact? So, D contacts are for delete. Now here's what we're going to do. Here's the exercise we're going to do. You can participate in this too, Vic. Grab your cell phone or whatever device you use to organize your address book. Whether you have a physical, tangible address book, whether you have it in your head, Kim, however you organize your contacts, grab it. And let me know when you're ready. Everybody ready? If you're looking at me, I'll assume you're ready. Okay. I want you to go through, and I'm going to give you some time for this, okay? This is important. This is the painful part. This is hard. I want you to go through and write down 3 A's. Write them down on your piece of paper. 3 A's. These are people who have given you business. Not might give you business, not I hope they give me business, not they should give me business. They have, period, given you business. I want you to write down 3 of them. These are people that are also have a vested interest in seeing you succeed. Sometimes an A contact is not a business contact. Sometimes they're a personal contact. They could be a cousin who happens to be very well connected and likes to give you business. They could be, my father gives me a ton of business. My father is an interesting guy. I definitely wouldn't consider him an A contact if he didn't give me business, but in a business sense, he's an A contact. So take some time, make sure you get this right, write down 3 A contacts, and however you want to write them down. First name, what they do, whatever. 3 A contacts. Got them? Excellent. And don't worry about taking too much time. This is important, okay? That's what this is for. Take some time and get this right. You definitely don't want to delete these people. Maybe it was last year they gave you business. Maybe it was when you first started they gave you business, but they have given you some business. You got them? Just making sure. Put me down as a C. Yeah. Yes, ma'am?
I have a lot of clients that are like on the other side of the universe, so.
Okay.
And I don't see them, but I speak to them on the phone, and they've given me a lot of business, so.
They're A's.
These are A's.
They're A's. Yeah. We'll go through ways to manage your contacts. For now, you're just writing down if they're an A, okay? And then from there, we're going to quantify and go make notes how to take care of an A, how to take care of a B, how to take care of a C, and definitely what to do with a D. Yeah. They can be long distance. That's fine. You can send them a Christmas present. You can,
Send cards
yeah,
all the time.
exactly. That's perfect. Anybody need more time? Jim, you all right? Just 3 A's. And we'll work on to the B's. So for those of you who are done, and Jim, take your time. We're not rushing you. Don't worry about it. For those of you who are done, you can go on to the B's. 4 B's. Okay, not 3. 4 B's. Now remember, a B is a person who, if asked, would refer you to somebody. So if you go up to them and you go, "Hey Vic, do you happen to know anybody with blackberries?" "Steve, actually, I do know somebody with blackberries. My entire catering service has blackberries." Does everybody understand that? These people have given you a referral. Not they might give you a referral, not they should give me a referral. They have given you a referral in the past, but they are just not proactive with it. They don't call you and go, "Kim, I got this dude. I just saw him break his leg." Kim's in physical therapy. And take your time. That's what this whole thing is for. When you're done, look at me or look at the front and I'll know that you're done. The B's are a little bit tougher because you're kind of like, ooh, is it a B? Is it a C? And remember, C's have not given you a referral. If this person has given you business, they're a B contact. They might even be an A contact. You might even need to revise that. Man, you're on top of it. Look at you. Gosh, how thick that is. It's all full, too.
Not quite.
Not quite. Yeah, okay. Just towards the back. Take your time. There's no rush. This is the huge important crux of the whole exercise. Oh, you even got your C's. Look at you, Keener. So if you've already gotten your A's and you've already gotten your B's, and it looks like most of you have, go on to your C's. I want you to write down 5. 5 C's. This should be easy to write down. I've got hundreds of C's. These people have never given me a referral. Maybe I haven't asked them. Maybe I need to educate them. Maybe I just met them. Maybe I just met them in a networking group and they haven't had time to give me a referral yet. But I'm hoping that we can do business. Maybe they were an A contact when I was with an insurance company. Now that I'm with advertising, there's just no synergy there and they're a C contact. Whatever it is, 5 C's. And this person has never given you a referral. Never given you a referral. Okay? Want to have any questions thus far? Anyone need help? Anyone want me to shut up? Never given you a referral. That'd be like Jason Limley.